Hey YouTube, I'm back once again with some more pickups. It's been a busy week this week, well, a few days at least. I mean, up until last weekend, that little pile there was all I had. Then 2 days this week cut me on that lot. Well, all apart from that very one on the top there, which I bought yesterday, but the rest, can't remember which way around it. I was one of these piles I got on Wednesday and the other one I got on Friday. Anyway, this may take a little bit of time, but we're going to go into this right now. Right, so this first lot all came from the Budwick Hospice in Thornaby. They do 25p DVDs and 15p VHS. So the first few VHS, this is a film I used to watch a lot as a kid. I haven't seen it for probably decades. Animal Olympics. I don't ever remember seeing this on VHS, but I remember I used to watch it on the telly a lot. I probably had it recorded on tape at some point. And we've got some Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, just a few music videos. Jim Davison, Red, White and Very Blue, new live show. Probably not new now, but yeah, I don't mind Jim Davison, he's quite funny. And then some more animated stuff from back in the day when I was little. Huckleberry Hound, I used to always love watching this on the telly. And a couple of DVDs. This one's a bit of an upgrade. The one I had, or still have, Time Cop 2, I got an extra rental of this a few years ago, and the disc wasn't unplayable by any stretch of the imagination, but it was quite scratched. I found this one as an upgrade. It's not the extra rental version, and it's in mint condition for 25p. I grabbed that. And it was just a few weeks ago with my snapper case collection. I was talking about this, and I came across one with the incorrect running time on the back there, 181 minutes. I just assumed these were really rare, so when I found this, I bought it. And literally a week later, when I was out, I came across about 4 or 5 more in various charity shops. And I think a couple of them might have been in a little bit better condition, this one. Although looking at this now, it's not as bad as I first thought it was. Yep, so this, by the way, this is Ocean's 11, as you can see. I did mention, if you haven't seen, in my snap collection, when I first got this, not this one, but when I first bought it when it came out, the time on the back there was 181 minutes, and I genuinely thought that's how long this film was. So when it got to sort of an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, and the film was pretty much winding down towards the end, I'm thinking, looking at the time, thinking this has got so much longer to go. What's left to show? And then the film finished, and not disappointed with the movie, but disappointed with the fact that it finished what I thought was prematurely. And they did reissue this, which is the one I've got up on the shelf there, with the correct time, which I think is 115 or 117 minutes, something like that. Then this next lot all came from Middlesbrough. So from Age UK, Animals United, 3D Blu Ray, £1.49. It's got both 2D and 3D, but it's also got the real 3D and the old red and blue 3D as well. But yeah, it's another one to add to the 3D collection. From CEX, just for some red cases, I managed to find not one but 2 copies of Hunger Games for 50p each. just for the red cases. Now these again are double disc ones. The last double disc one I got, I've actually put, in fact the last two, I've put some of my Marvel Blu Rays in, and they look pretty good actually. They suit the red case, so I thought I'd buy a few more of these with those 3D releases at least, to go on the red cases. Some more snappers for my collection, and these are all Friends. Now I've managed to make a list of what Friends episodes I have in snapper cases. I've been looking out for them. So all for 50p each. We've got series 3 episodes 17 to 25, and series 10 1 to 4, and 17 and 18. Again, 50p each. Something I've never heard of, but I'm a big fan. I don't know if that's the right word, but I do like Sarah Smart and the stuff she's been in before. Home with the Braithwaites, I think, was probably one of the first things I remember seeing her in, and this looks like it came out at a similar time to that. Jane Hall, I've never heard of it, but it sounds pretty decent, and the rest of the cast actually looks quite good as well. So yeah, for £1, grab that. Then these last couple came from Scope, which was in the middle of closing down, and by now it probably already has closed down because it was over a week ago. And they had all the DVDs and not Blu-rays, DVDs and CDs down to 10p each. So I managed to get £1's worth. Most of those were CDs. I got a couple of DVDs. 12 in a Box, Miranda Hart. I've never heard of that one. And CKY4. Yeah, so for 10p each, grab them. So that was it for. It was probably about 2 weeks ago I bought most of that. But like I showed earlier, there is a lot more. So I'm gonna cut here for a moment and sort through, because I don't know if I've got anything in any particular order. Right, so on Wednesday this last week, I went into town after work in Stockton, just to have a look around the charity shops and see if there's anything worth getting, and picked up quite a bit. But we're going to start off with some CX pickups. So firstly, once again, for the case, I got the Devil's Double. Another black case for my 88 films. Why they've stopped putting them in black cases and putting them in blue cases again, although some of the early ones in blue cases, which is why I'm buying these. But 50p for a black case, yeah, I was happy to get that. Devil's Double. Another 3D that I didn't have, Legends of Flight, for £1. And I was actually quite shocked to see this one in my local store. I've got it saved on CX online, or I did have as in the wish list. Girl with the Spider's Web, which is one I've been wanting for quite a while. And when I saw it down the shelf, I thought, yeah, I'm grabbing that one. I'm a big fan of the original Swedish trilogy. This film I really enjoyed. It did confuse me a little bit, because there was elements of that story, especially her backstory, that either I completely missed or was not there originally in those films, and I need to go back and watch at least the first one again, but if not all three, which I will do at some point anyway, because I like those films, to find out whether I'm just really stupid or I'm right that whatever it is that I don't want to give away any spoilers, but what's in this movie that was confusing is actually something that was written new for this, not this movie, because this movie is based on a book, but it's a book written, I think, after the original author had died, carrying on the story. But apart from that, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Then cash converters. I got a bunch of Blu Rays and some DVDs. The DVDs were all 20p each. And I got Steptoe Son, the 2-movie collection. Steptoe Son, The Steptoe Son Ride Again. Very, very funny. I just love that show, and the films are great. Then a couple of really cheap-looking Hollywood DVD releases. Operation Delta Force 1 and 2. This one's still being sealed. And Operation Delta Force 3 and 4. Not sealed. I have no doubt these are going to be pretty cheesy, but for 20p each, I just had to give them a go. Then all these Blu-rays, they're priced up between 50p and £1.99, but they had a big sign up saying all Blu-rays reduced to 50p, so every one of these was 50p each. So Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, another red cased Hunger Games, specifically for the case. Quartet, which is a film I do own. I picked this up off the market last year in town for about 50p, but there's a big tear in the cover, and that whole section around the barcode is completely missing. So yeah, for another 50p, I thought, what the heck, I'll get it again. A rental copy of Avengers Assemble, Closed Circuit, Superbad. I've yet to watch this film in its entirety. I've tried a couple of times, and both times I've ended up just switching it off because it was awful. But get the Blu-ray for 50p. I'll give it another try. Tim Minchin. What's that? Live at the Royal Albert Hall. Double play. Bernie. Oh, damn it. That's a pile of movies that have just fallen over. Yeah, Bernie. Some Jack Black. I'd never really heard of this film before. The Help. Maid of Honor. The Informant. And Pride and Glory. And then from the charity shops, Sue Riders had an offer on. All their DVDs were 5 for £1. This was on Wednesday. When I went back on Friday, that offered, all the signs had gone, so obviously the offer had ended. So for £1, the 5 I bought were How I Met Your Mother, season 7, Harold and Kumar Get the Munchies, which, as far as I'm aware, there still isn't a UK Blu-ray release for this one. I have the other two on Blu-ray, and I missed out on, I should have bought the American version. Is it Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle? Same film, just different title, on US Blu-ray off the market. I guess it was 3 or 4 years ago now, and it wasn't expensive. I can't remember what it was, about maybe £3 or £4, but it was Region A locked, and at that time I didn't have any way of playing it, so I didn't get it, and I kind of regret it now. 100 Years of British Trams, 100 Streets, some Idris Elba and Gemma Arterton. Really like both of those. And Robot and Frank, I remember seeing the advert, the trailer for this a few years ago, and thought it looked really, really good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to give that a try. And then this last lot, for this section at least, all came from Age UK, and they're 4 for 99p. And there's one in particular here I was absolutely gobsmacked that I found, and it probably means nothing to most people, but it's a film I saw probably 30 odd years ago on VHS. Actually no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was 1989, and I don't think I've ever seen it since, and I absolutely loved it, and nobody I've ever spoken to has ever heard of it, and when we get to it we'll have a talk about it anyway. Shadow Chaser, Gates of Time, another cheap Hollywood DVD. Musketeers Forever, Lee Majors, I had to grab that. Malcolm in the Middle, the complete first series. Not a series I watched religiously when it was on, but I did watch, you know, episodes here and there, and did enjoy it. A Royal Night Out, Bugsy Malone, another film that I watched over and over as a kid, and do still love it now. Come back to that one. Alien Hunter, Dolph Lundgren. The original Battlestar Galactica. I don't know. It was. I know it was a couple of episodes made into a movie, but I can't remember whether it was the two original episodes or whether it's just 2 episodes in the middle of the series. But it's the original Battlestar Galactica movie anyway. My Father the Hero, Unsealed, the complete first. I think it's the first series of Trolleyed. I remember this being on, I think it was BBC 3. Or was it? I don't know, it says Sky there, so it might have been on Sky 1. Well, I've never seen an episode. The Lady and the Highwayman, kind of film I remember from many, many years ago, but I haven't seen for a long time. And the only Blu Ray from this lot was 127 hours. A film that I didn't own, and I've got to be honest, I'm a bit nervous about watching because I've heard all about it. And then the film that probably means absolutely nothing to anybody else, but I love, or did, 30 odd years ago, Goodbye Pork Pie. I've been watching these on eBay for a while now at stupid prices, and even CEX up till recently with daft prices. I mean, at CEX at the moment this is still £6, but like 6 months, a year ago, it was 22. I don't know why. Obviously it's rare. Well, maybe it's not obvious, but it's rare. Whether it's out of print or not, I don't know. But I almost fell on the floor when I saw this on the shelf in the charity shop for what is essentially 25p. So I'm really, really happy to have found that. And I'm going to pause again just for a moment to fix all this stuff that fell on the floor, and then we'll carry on. So I just finished recording, and as I'm putting this video together, it's over 30 minutes, so I think this is a good point to break it in half, although this video being the slightly longer one, the next one being a little bit shorter. But yeah, we're going to do a part 2, and in part 2 there's actually some digital codes as well, so that's something to look forward to. Anyway, thanks for watching, and part 2 should be up right now. Cheers.